What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the next video on learning PHP. My name is QDS Dan and you guys watching my channel Crywood. Alright guys, in the previous video we have show you guys how you guys access this localhost phpMyAdmin, plus how you gonna create your database and how you're gonna create your table. So as being a PHP programmer, because we do coding, it would be a lot nicer if you gonna create instead of the GUI, if you're gonna come here and issue all the, say for example, we put a PHP here and say for example you guys issue the commands from here. Say we're gonna do all the SQL commands here. Commands, we're gonna issue MySQL commands, for example. In the next video we're gonna connect our script here, our PHP, with the MySQL, with this guys here, with the MySQL phpMyAdmin. So how do we connect that? And I'm gonna show that. That's gonna be our discussion for the next video. But for the time being, you guys need to understand how we're gonna issue the commands through our PHP, because in the last video we have created this one through the GUI. Keep in mind I'm using the WAMP, and you guys looking here is a green. It means I'm online here, I'm on local host and I don't need a password here. But if you guys using the XAMPP, make sure you guys turn on this Apache and this one, the MySQL, because in my case, because I'm already running this one, so the PHP, the Windows can't run to, say for example, Apache can't run WAMP and XAMPP at the same time, because they are both are going to use the port 80. So if the port 80 is busy, then the exam, when you start the exam, then the exam is going to check the port 80 is busy. So it says that this gonna, you're not gonna, can't start this one. Say I've tried this one but can't, because the port 80 is busy with the WAMP. So but if we start this XAMPP, then the WAMP is not going to work. But it doesn't matter whichever you're going to use. But if you use XAMPP, make sure you come here, and when you see root, you're going to come here and put the password is the password. That's your password. So the password is a password. But in my case, if you're using XAMPP, by all means you just press go and you're going to be here. And the last video you're going to see that with the new, we have created a new test1 database, and we created the user table, and we modified, we have created all these columns and all these records. Alright, so how do we gonna issue the commands? As I said to you guys, if you come here, say for example, if you want, say put a CMD here, so when you put a CMD, and you can issue the commands through from here as well. But that's our discussion is going to be for the future videos. When you guys get experts here, then I'm going to show you how we're going to issue all the commands from here, because you can access this guys here. You can access the whole table and everything inside your CMD, inside this guys here. So the CMD, you can access the whole thing. Okay, so we're going to close this one. And if you look in here, there is a console here, and looking here, there is a SQL here. So when you guys going to put SQL, it means you guys can issue your commands of SQL. You guys can create your table, say select everything. When there is a star, it means that's select this one, everything. It means that's everything from user where one means okay. So now here we are going to select one from the user where one. It means that whichever is all your records here, we're going to select this one and we're going to show it here. But how do we gonna, say for example, the database? Say we, in the previous video we have came here and we have created this new, and we put a database. Say for example our database is test2, we have created, and we created here. So how we gonna create? Through the command line. Say for example you guys go in console, and it says that select from the user, select from the user. We're going to say there is a clear here in this corner where there is where there is a date. If you look in here on this corner, when you create the say clear, then you guys going to see this console. Okay, so first to begin with, we have to get out and we have to come here at the say home, because if when you see this index phpMyAdmin, there is an index here, means this index means this is a home. That's the first one. Sometimes every website goes to index, because as soon as you guys start the PHP is going to look for the index. Even if you guys say, for example, sometimes you guys don't see this one, say for example index, but it still is in the index, inside index. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna come here, and how do we gonna create the database? Say for example like new, you guys needs to put a create, and you guys gonna put a database, and you guys gonna put a name, whatever name you guys like. So but keep in mind, in case of SQL workbench, you guys gonna put a schema. So if you guys testing this table and it's not working, then you guys can issue a schema. And what's wrong with the schema and say for example database is some SQL creates looking for this schema, some SQL looks for the, say for example the database. So database and schema is the same. So when you say data, say for example database is exactly like a schema. Schema is another word of say database. So when we create database in case, because he says that I'm not going to accept this one, I'm going to remove everything, so the error going to go away. So I'm going to put a create, I'm going to put a database, and say for example if it's test1, we can put a test2 or something like that. Don't worry about this, because the SQL is looking for the database name and semicolon, but don't worry about this one. So looking for this guys here, it means that's end. Okay, so if you guys whatever you guys gonna put a, say for example Corayo test, or you guys can put a test2 test, I'm gonna put a test2. So looking here, there's only 3 words we are issuing here: create a database, test2. That's the same as we're gonna come here, and you can put a, say for example create, say database, and then we put a test2. Simple as that. And when you issue these commands, when provided, you guys need to connect first to the MySQL, that I say, as I said, I'm going to do that in the next video. Then you guys can create your database and you can create your table. So this video I'm going to show you how you're going to create your database through the command line, and how you're going to create your table through the command line. In the next video we're going to go through and we're going to connect our script, this guys here, our website, to this one here, MySQL or phpMyAdmin. So when you, it says then control enter to execute the query. So when you guys gonna press control and enter, and you guys looking here that the test2 has been created. How easy is this? How cool is this? So we're gonna try the schema as well. We're gonna see if the schema works. So we're gonna create, say for example, a schema. We put a test3 test, and we're gonna put a 3, and we're gonna control enter, and looking here that even the schema works. So as I said, that the database and the schema is the same. So when you hear this database, is a lot easier for you guys to visualize, but when you hear this schema, that looks a bit intimidating and looks a bit say for example it's undesirable. Some people, they see this as a foreign, they say what is this, but keep in mind that the database and the schema is just they're just the same. When we mean this database, and when we say schema, it's the same word, same words. So when you guys gonna see, we created the test2 with the database, and we created this guys here, test3 with our schema. Okay, so now the test2 has been created, and you look in here, we are here at the test2. How do we going to create our table? For example, you guys can create a table through the command, or you guys can create your table through this SQL. So if you guys want, you guys can create it from here, or if you guys want, say for example, you guys now already inside this SQL, the region, the only good thing is, for this SQL is that if when you guys already inside the database, you guys can create from here your tables very easy. For example, okay, so we're looking for test1, and if you're looking here, we can put a user, and we have given ID. Say we have a user ID, we have a first name, last name, login time. Okay, we're gonna come here and we're gonna do exactly the same ones in the SQL, but not that through this one. We're not gonna go through the GUI, but we're gonna issue some commands. Okay, so you guys need to put a create, say for example table, and you guys look in here as user, and here you guys need to put all the values inside. Okay, so now how did I get this one? When you guys looking inside your on your keyboard on your left side, where you can find the say caps lock, and you're looking on top, it says tab, and when you guys gonna see the tab, look inside there is a tilde under the escape. You guys gonna see this one. So when you guys shift, and I'm gonna create again for example, and look in here, there is a 2 here. You guys can put it this one here. So and this is not a comma when there is a near enter, because there is a 2 different one. This is comma where there is a enter there, but this one's where there is a tilde there, and under the escape I'm pressing that one. So that's the difference you guys are gonna see. Okay, so now we created our table. Now you guys need to put some sort of ID, as with the case of the user, where if I open this one, you guys gonna see indexes, and inside the indexes you guys gonna see there is a primary and there is a new. You guys can create another one. So I'm gonna close this one, I'm gonna close this one as well. So I'm gonna come here, and inside here I'm gonna put the first one is gonna put an ID, and I'm gonna put a user ID, and then I'm gonna put an int, means it's integer, and I'm gonna put a not null, and I'm gonna put an auto increment. So you guys can put your caps lock on auto increment here. All right, the first one is done. The second one is the first name, last name. So we can put another one here. This says we're gonna put a first name, and the first name is gonna be the var variable character, and you guys need to put a say for example 50. The third one's gonna be say for example last name. We can put a last name, and here you guys gonna go put a variable character, varchar or varchar, whichever you guys like to pronounce, and we can put this, the room is 50, that's the space we need, and we can put a join date, and we can put a join date, and here we need to put a date. So which one you guys want to put a null? Say for example we can put a null on this one. Say we can put a null, and here you guys need to put a null here if you guys want. Don't want null. If you guys want null, you just put a null here, and here you guys can put a null on this one, the first name. When we go here, and then the last one is, then you guys need to put tell the say MySQL what is the primary key. So then MySQL wants to know which one of this is a primary key. So as in our case, that because we put an auto increment, this is going to be our primary key. Primary key is very, very important. Say for example everything got a primary key. Say for example you guys creating a database, and you're going to be like a Facebook social media, and you're going to put a username or admin, whatever. The first username is going to be the admin. The first username, because you have a username 1, it means that's the creator of the database. So you guys, this because that's through the primary key. And then now you can come here and says primary key, and you can put a primary, and you can put a key. And what's the primary key? The primary key is gonna be user ID. So that's gonna be your user ID. And that's our SQL statement, because this is called statement, or you guys gonna put a command line, whatever. So now we're gonna say the inside, we are here inside test2, we put a say issuing commands to MySQL, say create table. It means we're going to create the table user, our username, whatever you guys want to prefer. User ID, we're going to put an integer, not null, means you guys don't want a null, and we put an auto increment. It means you're going to update it by itself. The first name is going to be variable character of the space 50 space. The last name is going to be variable character 50, and we want a null. And the join date is going to be another field. We say date is going to be the null, and now the time is going to come for the MySQL say what's the primary key, and we're going to say the primary key is user ID, because later on if you guys have a say login, create a login, say for example you guys needs to connect this user ID to the foreign key of the login, because you guys needs to this user ID with your registration. So here when the user is going to come here inside your website, say for example here, and when the user is going to register here, user is going to have a user ID, say user ID 1 million or user ID 100, whatever, and then the next times the user is going to come and log in, the user can use this user ID here and can log in your website. You're going to authenticate that user ID, whatever, and the password. We have to encrypt the password so the user can get inside your website. This is called authentication. And here we have to put some sort of filter, and you guys already know what I mean by filter, against website hackers, against the bad people who have all the time in the world for destructive purposes instead of constructive purposes. So we're going to come here and say, for example, you guys looking the button, it says clear format auto saved query, and when it says go, we can press the go. And as you guys looking here, we have successfully created our user table. And when you come here in structure, you guys looking here that we have created user ID, we have created first name, last name, and join date. And when we look in here inside the test one, and when we go on the user, we're going to see exactly the same ones. So we're going to see the user ID, first name variable character 50, you guys can put a last name variable character 50, and login time timestamp. We can do exactly the same one. So here instead of say join date, you guys can put a login date. Whichever you guys prefer, you guys can put a login date. So you guys gonna put instead of date, you guys can put a timestamp. No problem, you guys change it from here anytime you guys like. And here it says 1 columns, so it means you guys can put after join date. If you guys want to create 1 or 2 or 3 4, then it's going to create all here your all the columns here. If you guys want, say for example you guys want an address, if you guys want to whatever you guys like, say the login time or join date, or say password or hash, whatever you guys want to put. But at the moment you guys need to know how you guys going to create your database and how you guys going to create the table through the command line, not through this one, because this is very easy. We already know this one. You guys can easily create this one, but to create from PHP, because in the next video we're going to go on the command lines and we're going to issue some commands with MySQL I connect. So there is something called MySQL I. It says connect, because you guys need to connect your PHP here to your database. So how we going to connect that, and that's going to be our discussion for the future. And you guys now know that the first one is we created the GUI, which is the graphical user interface. Whatever you guys going to see here, we put a test 1, and the test 2 we have created with our command line, exactly the same ones, because we put a unit 11, and we can put, say for example, in this user ID, we're going to come here and we have created exactly the same things here. Look at here, that's exactly the same here, variable character 50, last name, except this one's the login date, time, we just put a join date. It doesn't matter. So by now you guys familiar with the console here, so you guys already know the console, and you guys already know the SQL. This is for the search, this is for the insert. You guys already know about this one, because you guys, if you guys want to insert something, you guys needs to come here and insert something inside all these fields here. So here there is export. Once your everything is finished, you guys can go there export, and you guys can create your export here. What are we going to export? We're going to export whatever we have created. Say for example, you guys have another computer, and you guys want your database to move to another computer or another database. You guys, because MySQL is very compatible with every website, it works with every website, so you guys can create this one here. Format, what format do you guys want? SQL, you guys want a PDF, or you guys want latex, or you guys want JSON? Then that's going to be our discussion for the future. Is CSV is going to be comma separated value, CSV or MS Excel, or JSON, JavaScript object notation. Latex is another format, and it's going to be the Microsoft Word, PDF, it's going to be the SQL, so XML, and whichever formats you guys like, you guys can create from here. So the import, as you guys know, that you guys importing your database. So if, for example, you guys are going to create this one, press this one, it goes on the files. Say for example, it goes here, and through here you guys can create any database you guys like. Say for example, whatever database you guys want, bring it here, and here with this corner just press go. Alright, so this one is a privilege. Privilege is when you guys say for example, I have admin and root, and you guys gonna privilege what users have what, say for example, permission. So this is operations. Operations is when you guys gonna to say something goes wrong, or you guys want something, but make sure you guys stay away. Say for example, truncate, it means you guys gonna empty the table, and the drop, stay away from the drop, because this drop's gonna delete the data, or the table is gonna delete the entire table. Whatever you guys gonna do, when you guys gonna do this one, this is very, very dangerous. You guys stay away, and that's why you guys gonna see the red. And when you see this one empty the table, is mean truncate. For example, if you guys have a, say this user, and user's got a lot of database inside, and you guys want to empty it, you guys truncate this one, issue this one, and click this one, is going to truncate this one. But these two, the reason you guys going to see red, because they are very dangerous. It destroys the whole database. If you create a website, and your website, say for example, if the hackers hack, they can issue this command drop, and it's going to drop the entire table. Say for example, just to tell you the magnitude of the danger of this, say for example, if someone goes there and hack Facebook database, say for example, it's got millions and millions of say usernames. If the Facebook goes, if someone Mr. XYZ, Mr. Anonymous goes there and hack, and it goes issue this command drop the entire table of the username inside the Facebook is going to go out of the business just by delete the table drop, drop, just to this one, our truncate the Twitter or the Facebook, whatever the joint database system, whatever they have, they're gonna go out of the business, because as soon as this one's gonna delete it forever. This one is not a joke. This one is very, very serious. So you guys stay away from this one. And this one is empty the table. It means it's gonna empty the table, the entire table here. So that's it. I have given you guys the overview, and this triggers that this one's very advanced, and when we reach to the advanced levels of the MySQL, then we're going to go on discuss that trigger. All right, so here now you guys looking here that we have created through this command line. We have created the test one, the last video, and this one through the command line. And now how we're going to create through the console, which is this guy here, and the SQL, which is this guy's here. All right, guys, that's it for this video. In the next video, we're gonna go through the how we're gonna connect our PHP to MySQL here, and how we're going to issue commands. So from the PHP, we're going to come and create the database without us coming and do anything here. So we can do all the commands we can issue from here, and here we can fetch our data, we can create our data, we can insert our data, we can do whatever we want, we can manipulate the data here. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. If you guys have any question or comment, leave it in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.